Operation Excalibur. Send 40 retards to walk up and down a park. Sweet. Dude, being in the military must be so cool. Operation Shitcock. A mere show of presence. Internal army documents I've obtained say ICE and customs agents, many dressed in military garb, assaulted the park, which the documents described as a hotbed of historic lawlessness and the founding location of MS-13, the Salvadoran gang. Okay. The erstwhile justification for the operation was to try to shut down the distribution of fake IDs. The mission of the 1st Squadron, 18th Cavalry, is described as protecting DHS, security points, and blocking positions while they undertook the assault. The squad was ordered to not restrict pedestrian movement and not conduct law enforcement activities. Okay, so literally just walking up and down. That's great, that's great. Operation Excalibur, executive summary. I love the Trump administration. Why? Everything gets leaked. Literally, day it happens, yeah, military operation summaries leaked. Thank you. Just every single time, dude. People could get in real trouble for leaking this, I hope you know. Such a waste of a name. Honestly, Operation Excalibur is so gay and LARPy, I'm kind of glad they blew their load on something this stupid. Civil analysis. Civilian population density in target area and potential for collateral damage. High density of civilians in complex urban terrain. Moderate to high potential for collateral damage if threat activity requires use of lethal force in a kinetic engagement. It is very unserious. On order, 118th Cavalry Squadron provides static interagency site protection, mounted mobile security, and joint force land component command reserve support for Customs and Border Patrol and supporting federal agencies whose intent at MacArthur Park is to demonstrate through a show of presence the capacity and freedom of maneuver of federal law enforcement within the LA Joint Operations Area. How is a park a complex urban terrain? Listen, Fort Bragg loses 1 serviceman a week to crayon brain damage, okay? These boys need to get as many leg ups as possible. Actually, did you hear about that? They actually are losing a boy down at Fort Bragg a week, and they've been redacting the reasons why they've died. That's a lot of people a week, considering everyone's like 20 and in good shape. Drug trade, suicide. I doubt it's anything more than that. Losing as in they quit or they die. Die. What's Fort Bragg? It's a fort. It's a military base. Probably Avinash, yeah. 80% of non-combat deaths are from accidents, stupid people doing stupid shit. Dude, I learned so much from what I read about the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. You know that a significant number of Soviet casualties were in their barracks because they were all like torturing and raping each other. It was crazy. Soviet military discipline was so bad, they were just like, all right, every 18-year-old, I don't care if you have teeth or if you can read, you're going down to Afghanistan, okay? We're doing empire shit. And then they got sent to barracks there, and they were all just like, I'm bored, let's shove stuff up each other's butts. I don't know. Why they do that to each other? I don't fucking know. Because they were all psychopaths. They were all trained to be psychopaths. Yeah, they kept killing their own officers, too. Like, a lot of them. Like, worse than Vietnam. Also, they kept drinking the jet fuel. Yep. Probably still do that. Damn, look at all this planning. The officers were the ones stealing, abusing, and raping the conscripts. Yeah, and the officers, a lot of them got killed for it. It's the cycle of life. Or death, maybe. The operation was meticulously planned, the threat listed as high. Due to the current situation in Los Angeles, California, the overall threat to DoD personnel operating in the area is high. Potential for protests to arrive on site and transition to riots. Criminal elements likely including FTO MS-13 consider the park their home turf and could escalate to lethal violence. What fucking DC contractor retard wrote this shit, man? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know what goes for... I don't know what the standards are down at the Pentagon. Wait, like, you send 50 DoD personnel to a park to walk up and down 5 times, and a bunch of MS-13 gang rats pop out of the bushes and start firing Uzis into the... Jesus Christ. I really thought they were going to find Fort MS-13 in the park. Find their... the dungeon entrance, yeah. I guarantee you some Trump admin dipshit wrote this. So one of the people from the DoD who has not quit yet because of Hegseth. Threat activity. Known weapons. Small arms, knives, fireworks, rocks, improvised hand weapons. Dude, they weren't kidding! Known or likely defensive positions or fortified structures. In addition to alleys ringing the park, MS-13 likely maintains access to multiple 8 to 10-story residential apartment buildings immediately adjacent to the park. I guess we should consider ourselves lucky they didn't just strategically bomb the area beforehand. All that planning went bust because ICE and CBP apparently failed to communicate or coordinate effectively. The military showed up too late, and LA authorities weren't notified until 2 hours prior. We were on the objective for 24 minutes, a National Guard member told me. Many of the phase lines were not reported because they didn't happen, so we packed and left. Soldiers didn't get out of the trucks. They stayed in the back of the 5-ton military trucks sweating in the heat. To fuck up an operation like that... Dude, I take it back. We need to invade Iran because they would fucking annihilate the U.S. military. With this level of operational competence... It would be like the greatest blow to the Western Empire ever seen. It would be incredible. Holy shit. We put boots on the ground in Iran and we'll be calling NYC New Tehran by fucking 2027. This is just the latest operation that didn't go off as planned, amplifying the sense amongst the California guardsmen that the whole spectacle is idiotic and shameful. Part of the reason for the confusion is the sheer number of government agencies involved. In this operation, according to the documents, 9 different federal agencies, including the IRS, were given radio code names based on soda brands. America. America. America, dude. I can't. This is so fucking embarrassing. That is, except for ICE, which was named Inca, which may or may not be the Peruvian cola of the same name. ATF is A&W, CBP is Canada Dry, DEA is Dr. Pepper, FBI is Coke, of course. HSI is Hank, FPS is Fanta, ICE is Inca, USMS is 7-Up, IRS is Sprite, LASD is RC, and LAPD is Pepsi. That's great, man. FBI being Coke is very self-aware. My main thought is, you really think the average serviceman is going to be able to memorize this much information prior to an operation? You kidding me? Fucking 9 departments? Everyone's getting a +2 with the from Los Angeles? There's no way. Way too much to write on the palm of your hand. One Army source told me that it all felt like some joint military operation overseas where soldiers need to identify themselves as friendlies on congested battlefields, treating LA as a foreign country with insurgents to be defeated, military and homeland security, intelligence views. MacArthur Park was a viper's nest of illegality. An intelligence briefing produced by Army North, the task command overseeing military operation, says of the symbolic significance of the park. The founding location of MS-13, MacArthur Park represents an area of historic lawlessness where criminal organizations openly defy local and federal law, including immigration law. Damn, I wish I'd known this background lore about it when I, went on dates there when I lived in LA. That's crazy. I would have been so much cooler if I'd known, the context of the place. Is that actually true? No. No, it's just a park. I don't know if they mean, maybe a thing happened with MS-13, 40 years ago there or something. I fucking maybe. But no. It's just a park. I mean, it's like every other park in America in that people sell drugs there, but that's everything. The park, the same briefing says, is also the largest open-air market of fake IDs facilitating human trafficking in the entire Southwest. Per the briefing, MacArthur Park functions as the largest open-air market of fake ID to enable illegal immigration and human trafficking in the Southwest United States. Entire sections of the 35-square-acre park boast open buying and selling of fake ID and other illegal goods in broad daylight. Man, I missed all of this all the times I went there, which was reasonably often. Federal agents confirmed these activities continued at MacArthur Park within the last week. Okay. Well, I guess we have to trust them. Many of the soldiers involved, I'm told, view their mission as unnecessary and even ridiculous, with the Trump administration ordering the spectacle and the Pentagon leadership and chain of command smartly saluting. I mean, it's probably... Why did they make all this shit up? Because it was made by a DC DOD staffer, handpicked by Trump and or Hegseth, whose only job is to to dick suck his higher-ups by validating their insane right-wing paranoia in the only way they can, which is with these bullshit operations. It's okay. Have you ever worked a bullshit office job where you completed all your work by the end of Wednesday, but then for Thursday and Friday you still have to prove that you deserve to be paid for the week? So what that means in practice, which means you kind of have to bullshit with some and here are some operational timelines that I've developed to best utilize and synchronize with the tasks and availability of the that sort of bullshit. Like, you just need to prove that there's a reason why you have the job, essentially. That's what they're doing, okay? They're just doing it in the only way that works for them, which is this. I mean, if you work in the Department of Defense, what are you going to do? But pretty stupid to do this with state troopers. I mean, you think anyone believes this shit? You're pulling people from California's National Guard. It's fucking MacArthur Park. Probably been there. Leadership, soldiers say, have been talking about establishing some kind of command facility akin to a forward operating base in the park. An idea so provocative that the proposal keeps getting kicked far down the road. This is what I mean about people being too uncomfortable with death nowadays. Because I feel like in the 1930s, they would have just done it, right? Like, they would have paid off a bunch of brown shirts to march around LA, and they would have, like, fast-tracked their exoneration if they killed anyone, and then they would establish a forward operating base in MacArthur Park to, you know, pacify the area, and then, like, you know, people would have died charging the fence, that kind of shit, you know? Which is better? The one where they don't kill people, thank you. Or as many people, I should say. I'm just saying, like, it does seem like their hands are tied a little bit by social norms concerning death. Below is one of the several army briefings on MacArthur going back to June. Damn, they've got quite the armored squadron right here. Critical incident overview. Wilshire Federal Building, MacArthur Park, Roybal Federal Complex, Paramount Federal Facility. Overall threat to DoD personnel operating in the area is high. They still got that here. Dude, look at the armored battalion. They've got they've got the trucks here, and they've got the big APCs. Well, these aren't the biggest APCs, right? These are APCs. There's a medic vehicle. Medic! Average member of the California National Guard when a 8-ounce rock plinks off their pauldron. Medic! Get on the 50 cal, they have fireworks. No, they're cars, aka Humvees. Don't Humvees suck shit, or am I thinking of a different thing? Wasn't there a type of, like, multi-purpose armored vehicle that we tested out in Iraq that just didn't work that well, but we bought a fuck ton of them anyway? Similarly, last month when leadership discussed during a briefing the idea of having guardsmen wear masks similar to ICE and CBP, rank-and-file members groaned at the stupidity and bad optics for the uniformed military. The Guard, they said, should be seen as members of the community, not shadowy interlopers. That was a good-ass article, man. That was good. I like that one a lot.